Okay, so this is a really cool size album. It's almost a full 12 by 12. There it fits there. It's quite difficult to see the shadow, but it is large. It's a big album. There it is. I'm going to pop that to the side, and I'm picking up my piece marked B, and B is going to be my hinge. So it is, I've got it the wrong way around, 9 3/4 inches by 11 inches. Our finished page is going to be 11 inches, so it's 9 3/4 inches by 11 inches. And we're going to start off, let's just move this to the side. We're going to start off by scoring at 2 inches is our first score line. We're going to score at 2 3/4 inches and 3.5 inches. So we've now got, excuse me, our first hinge. Okay. Then we are going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eighths of an inch. So we're going to 4 1/8. So our gusset is 5 eighths of an inch. It's just larger than 5 inches. And we are then going to score, our first one is at 4 1/8. We're going to score at 4 7/8. So if you're not too sure, it's the one just before the 5. 4 7/8. Okay. And then the next one is going to be 5, oh, sorry, I'm giving you the wrong, so the 5 5/8, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 5 5/8. So I was really close in giving you the wrong one. The next one we're going to do, we're going to count 5 from there, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's going to be 6 1/4, 7 and 7 3/4. Okay, so this one where I've made the boo-boo, I'm just going to turn it upside down like so, and I'm just going to rub it, because at the end of the day you're not really going to notice it. It's not worth doing a whole piece of paper. Right, so let me go through those measurements again. It's 2 inches, it's 2 3/4, and it's 3.5. Then it's 4 1/8, 4 7/8, and 5 6/8. It is 6 1/4, 7 inches, and 7 3/4 inches. Okay, let's pop the scoreboard down for now, and let's flip this over. We're going to be working on the reverse side, and we are going to, I'm just looking for my gold pen that I put in here about 5 seconds ago. This is our first hinge, this is our gusset, this is our second hinge, this is our gusset, this is our third hinge. Okay, so just to bring it up to you, first hinge, gusset, second hinge, gusset, third hinge. These are 3/4 of an inch, these are 5 eighths of an inch, 3/4 of an inch, 5 eighths of an inch, 3/4. I'm going to pick up my 3/4 inch tape, my 18mm tape, and I'm going to put it in just one of each pair. So maybe do the bottom one of this one, the bottom one of this pair, and the bottom one of that pair. So I'm just literally going to have 3 pieces of this tape on my album. Now I'm going to make sure that when I stick it on, I stay between the lines and that it's neatly cut off. You'll see this side has got an overhang. I'm just going to go in there and clean it out. You do not want any tape, not even the smallest amount, okay, hanging over the edge. So there's one, and between those score lines there's 2, and 3 pieces of tape. That's it. I'm going to put my 18mm tape away for now. I don't need it. Okay. Have a look. Hinge 1, it's taped on its partner, gusset. 2, it's taped on its partner, gusset. 3, it's taped on its partner. These are gussets on either side. Right, pretty easy. Now I want to join each pair together. So my pair of 3s need to be joined, my pair of 2s need to be joined, my pair of 1s need to be joined. So sitting here, I'm just going to fold it. When I fold it, I make sure it's all nice and neat. And I burnish. And once I'm happy with the placement, that it's all straight, I remove the tape. I can now open on the score line. Right, so you can see that. That is what you have. There's your hinge starting. It's a double piece. Okay, trying to get you to see. We're now going to join those two together, the two number 2s. Same again, I'm folding the tape number 2 to join the other number 2. And I'm going to make sure it's all nice and level. Burnish, and while I'm burnishing, I'm also burnishing out that oops that I made earlier. And then I'm going to remove the tape, and I'm joining this number 2 with that number 2, and then folding back. Can you see we've got the gussets coming through? Okay. Now the last one I'm going to do is join this number 1 to this number 1. So number 1, fold over, let's burnish, make sure everything is beautiful and neat, open up, and I'm going to bring this number 1 to that number 1 like so, and I'm going to fold back. And I should have something that looks like that. There are my 3 hinges. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Some of you may have done it so that you have 1 hinge that's facing that way, and 2 that are facing one way and 1 the other. It doesn't matter, because we're going to lay this on the desk and we're going to open them anyway, because those are creating your hidden hinge system. Right, we are not finished with this hinge. We now have to get it ready and prepped. So we need to prep it to have the pocket pages added to it. So I'm picking up my 1/2 inch tape, your 12mm tape. I'm picking this up. Okay, it's a 1/2 inch, and it's important that it's a 1/2 inch because this is going to act as a marker for how far our page is going onto our album. So we're going to start and pop it along the top of the hinge, flip it, and over on the other side. So we're doing front and back of the album, or front and back of the hinge. Okay, there's my hinge. I've got a 1/4 inch gap between that fold, and it's just on the top, so it's by the folded edge. And I'm going to do that to all 3 hinges. Don't pull too tight if you've been lazy like me and not cutting it. Make sure it's loose enough when you go over the edge or around the corner. Okay, so I've got 3 hinges. They are taped on both sides at the top where we got the fold. We're not quite finished with the front of the album because we're going to pop our our scissors underneath, and we are just going to miter. So we're just going to miter and cut in. Please get rid of all these little pieces because they stick. The edges come off, the release paper comes off, and they literally will stick to everything. I see I've got a little arb piece of paper on my desk. I've got a lot of little arb things on my desk. Needs a good tidy. Okay, so that is the front of my album, or of my hinge, complete. You can see the angles. This little 1/4 inch section I have not cut. The page is going to slip on, and you want this to be straight. You do not want that to be angled, otherwise you're going to see the attachments. Okay, so it's just, you've only marked where the 1/2 inch tape is. We're now going to flip over, and for this I'm going to grab 12mm tape. I wonder if my 3/4 inch will fit in. I'm actually going to put a 3/4 inch in, but I'm going to make sure that I stay within, you know, it has like a little bump. Okay, you know how it has that like little bump? Alright, so I'm putting a 3/4 inch in, and I'm also putting in a 12mm. Kind of fills up the space, and then I am going to coat the rest of the hinge, the back of the hinge, with tape. You can use whatever tape size makes you happy. And again, make sure that when you're cutting it off, however you cut it off, I like to use my knife. I can't cut straight with scissors. Make sure that there's no tape sticking off the top and bottom edges, that it's neat, because otherwise you will have tape everywhere. And that is my hinge, now ready to go in my album. There it is, 3 pages ready to go in my album. So let's finish adding it to the album. This is the back of my album. Remember, I've got a join on mine. If you're using 6 pieces of cardstock, you will have a join around there, a join. Okay, because I've used just the A2 paper, I've only got the 1 join, so I've got to always be aware that this is the back of my album. We are going to be adding this to our album, so I'm going to remove the 1/4 inch tape. Okay, then I am going to remove just the 2 pieces of tape that are on that part that was marked gusset. I'm going to remove those, and I'm going to add a bit of glue as well, because I find if there's any weakness on the album, it generally is on the gusset, purely because we have so much pressure, like, can we call it pressure? No, pages, heavy pages and stuff. Okay, that seemed quite easy. We're going to take this. Whoops, what I did forget to do was find a center. So it's 2.5 inches. I'm just going to make a little mark at 1.25 inches and a little mark at the top. You can see I'm out of practice of doing these, eh? Right, and that's going to be where I'm going to line up my middle hinge. Right, middle hinge is lined up. And when you're happy, you're going to just press it down. Oh, I've got too much glue. Okay, just give it a chance to stick, and then I'm going to fold this back remove the tape. Stick down. I'm just going to flip it over. Stick down, and now I can just fold or close the album. And the outside of my album plus my hinge is made. There it is there, ready to have the pages and the inner covers added to it.